Hello, this is John Vermillion. I am an Eldercare attorney in Dallas, Texas, and I am one of the sponsors of the Eldercare channel. And today we have Angela Thomas with us. Angela, how are you?
I'm well, thanks.
Angela is with an organization called Caring with Grace.
Yes.
And I would like you to tell our viewers what Caring with Grace does for the senior community.
Okay. Caring with Grace is a care management company. We are affiliated with the National Association of Professional Geriatric Care Managers. And on May 1st, our organization is going to change its name, not what we do, but rebrand ourselves as the Aging Life Care Association. And we like this name and this change because one of our goals as care managers is to help people age well.
I see.
And to enjoy their lives and to have the appropriate level of help and support so that they can stay as independent as possible for as long as possible. So we feel like our new name really captures what we are all about, what we've been about, and what we hope that the wider community embraces as well.
Well, that's very interesting, and something just came to my mind. So often we find that our seniors are fiercely independent but unable to live alone or live without assistance. Do you find that if your organization is involved in the planning process for long-term care needs, that the senior is perhaps a little more receptive in accepting care rather than being, sometimes I think we get the feeling that sometimes the children are
trying to take
over, or they're trying to be helpful, but it appears to the senior that they're trying to take over.
Yeah. Well, our ethical commitment actually is to the senior.
Excellent.
Or the adult with a disability.
And that would be consistent with my ethical responsibility to the senior as well.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. So as far as is possible, depending upon their diagnoses, their financial circumstances, and their support system, we do everything possible that we can to honor the wishes of the senior and get them the right level of care, not too much, not too little, so that they can achieve their goals for their life.
How many years have you been in this particular effort with Caring with Grace?
Yes, so I started Caring with Grace 8 years ago.
Okay.
I'm familiar with caregiving as a family caregiver. I started as a caregiver for a family member with Alzheimer's and did that for many years, and then realized that as a nurse, and that's my background is nursing, that I had struggles and difficulties figuring out what to do to best help our aunt. And so I was just really grateful to a care manager that helped me in that process. And so care managers are healthcare professionals or people with a background in gerontology.
What is your
so I'm a nurse, I'm an RN, and have a master's degree. And so I really feel like I've come to the right area for me in terms of my passion for seniors, for nursing, and really for helping people have the life and live the life that they desire, even though we can't turn back the clock.
It's interesting because not only do you have the professional credentials, you have the experience dealing with family members yourself.
Yes.
So I think that would give you a little empathy when you're dealing with these stressful family situations.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Well, and I will say that many care managers get into care management because they have had a personal experience within their families or with a friend or someone that they care about, and they realize that we can provide a tremendous service. It's very cost effective. It is private pay at this point. Occasionally, someone who works for a large corporation, their employee assistance program will cover our services
that's interesting to know.
For an assessment. So our services, besides the phone call, usually from the children or a concerned friend, after that we schedule an assessment. We go into the home. That takes anywhere from 2 to 2.5 hours to get a good sense of what this person's life is like. We focus on 8 different domains. One of those is legal. So if they've already seen you, John, we just say continue and get your legal documents. But many people have not addressed those issues in several years. And it's different when you make an estate plan at age 65 and when you're 85 and you realize that you may need some of your resources to pay for your care.
Well, and talking about the legal documents in relation to what you do, So often we're now dealing in crisis situations where people do not have medical powers of attorney in place, and there's nobody to help in a crisis. So sometimes Adult Protective Services gets involved, or people we don't necessarily want involved in the care of the senior.
That's right. That's right. And so we really just hope that people will call us before there's a crisis.
Indeed, indeed.
But we're happy to intervene when there is a crisis as well. And sometimes you can't expect that. But I think as your parent ages or other family members age, there are going to be crises and there are going to be issues that develop. And so if you can get ahead of the curve,
certainly,
and have resources in place, a care manager on your team, then we're ready when that crisis comes, and hopefully we avert the crisis.
Oh, well, absolutely.
And that's really our goal.
Absolutely.
You know.
Now, I know your offices are in Dallas, but what geographical areas can you serve?
Well, we serve all of North Texas, and we're actually getting ready to expand to Austin.
Okay.
We have a care manager that's going down there to open an office for us in Austin, and but very much the bulk of our clients are in the Dallas area within probably a 20-mile radius. But we will go and do an assessment, an hour and a half, 2 hours away if the family needs that and there's not a care manager nearby.
Now, I can tell from our conversation that you provide the same level of expertise to each one of your clients. But can you give me an example of one client where perhaps you went over and above and really provided something special that was unexpected?
Yes. Well, of course, those would be the more complicated, challenging situations. And we do have one woman that we're working with who's many years past a stroke. She has a lot of medical complications, but she also has financial complications because she has a trust fund, and we have to help her to manage that money so that it lasts for as long as she does. And so we have been very much involved with that family for quite a while now, over 2 years. And she had been having care in the home, which was financially unfeasible for the long term. And so over the last 2 years, we've been able to save her trust fund over $70,000 each year that they had been paying out for private care for her in the home.
And like I say, sometimes that might be fine, but it's not practical. Now, what I want you to do is just go ahead and tell our viewers your telephone number. Of course, you are listed on the Eldercare channel as one of the geriatric care managers, but refresh my memory again, what are you going to be called after the rebranding?
We are going to be called Aging Life Care Managers or Aging Life Care Specialists.
I think on our channel, we need to make sure that change is made.
That's right.
And what is your telephone number for contact purposes?
My telephone number is 214-789-6402. That's the main company number. And then I didn't get to mention that my company has 5 care managers that work with me. And they come from different backgrounds. 2 of them are social workers. 1 of them has extensive background in geriatrics and geriatric issues. Another is a physical therapy assistant. That's her background. So anyway, we're very grateful. And the last one is a mediator. And so she has a legal and mediation background. So we, for our clients at Caring with Grace, we're able to provide a more comprehensive oversight of each case, even though there's one primary care manager assigned. So each family has one, primary one that's assigned.
Well, I'm very impressed with the organization that you've outlined, and we want to thank you for being with us today. This is Angela Thomas with Caring with Grace, and one more time, the telephone number.
Yeah, telephone number is 214-789-6402, and I'd like to recommend our website, www.caringwithgrace.com. So check us out.
Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, John. It's been a pleasure.